Hi, and welcome to the Saturday Night Sleepover podcast. I'm your host, Charli, and I started this podcast because I'm good at two things. One, making friends, and two, telling stories. So you get to participate in that by listening. Welcome to the sleepover. It's Saturday night. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Sleepover. I'm your host, Charli, and today we have Caitlin with us. Hi,
Hey,
Caitlin.
I feel like it's been forever.
I know. I legitimately texted you and was like, "Are we having a friend divorce?" Because I haven't seen you in forever.
I just feel like I've been so busy. It's so annoying. I accidentally became important at work.
Oh, what
Yeah.
have you been so busy with?
Just working too much. That's it. And
Oh,
life.
wh-
And
how much are
three
you
children.
working?
I mean, it's probably not a lot by normal people's standards.
Oh, I don't know. There's no such thing as normal.
I I would say I'm at least working 4 days a week. In
Yeah.
most and sometimes five. So
Well, you also have all the chillins, which is
and the
like
children
unpaid.
and appointments. We've been doing a lot of orthodontist appointments and things
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
because don't two kids have braces?
All three of them
All
are
three
in,
kids have
yeah, are
braces?
in
That's a
some sort
lot.
of headgear. And so, not headgear, but
Yeah, some sort of
there's some sort of something.
manipulation of the
Yeah,
mouth.
the two littles have expanders, and then the big one has expanders and braces.
Oh, poor things.
Yeah. So the middle one is doing really well, but his are not getting turned the way they want them to. And so they told us that we have to turn it twice to like make it
Poor thing.
crank faster. I know
That
I'm like,
makes me cringe just hearing it
I know. We're
and
actually
thinking
like
about
splitting
it.
apart their skulls.
I hate it.
But I could show you pictures of my little one
Mm-hmm.
because he's been doing the expansion. He hasn't even had room for his like adult teeth to grow in. Like he
Mm-hmm.
lost teeth and there's like no room for the other teeth to come in. So it's just like hanging out. But
Mm-hmm.
they're cranking his jaws wider so his teeth are finally coming in. But I could show you a before and after picture of like before we started to like what it looks like now. It's pretty stark how much of a
Well,
difference
I'm
it is.
sure he thinks it is too.
Yeah. Oh my
His
God.
poor little head.
I know. Ugh. But it's nicer that it's been easier on the littler one because his body isn't like fully
Mm.
formed.
Yeah, it's
Like
more
the younger you do
malleable.
it. Yeah. Experimenting on the children. I always think
Yeah.
about like what anthropologist people would say like whenever they find your skeletons like 3,000 years from now. They'd be like, this one had work done. Like if they could
Yeah.
tell.
Well, they say that we're decomposing slower because of all the chemicals that we eat and use.
Ugh. Well, I've seen where like crime shows where they like exhume the bodies years later, and I'm always like, they can still get evidence off of it? Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like cremated or something.
Yeah. That's why you always have to ask questions whenever they're cremated. You're like, what you hiding?
Well, I mean, as a person who just had a death in the family, like cremation is the cheapest way to go.
Is it really?
Yeah. You will not believe how much it costs your family for you to die.
See,
If there's
that's
one
why
thing, if
I
there's
just
one
want to
thing
be
I,
put in
oh,
a
go
hole.
ahead.
I just want to be put in a hole. I don't even
I
want
don't think you're
any.
allowed to do that.
That's the bullshit part. You should be allowed to dig a hole and put a body in it.
I
Like that.
know.
There should be no rules that say no. You have to have formaldehyde. You have to like use a box. Like there should be no rules. You should
Yeah.
be able to just dig a hole, plop her in, go on about your day.
I mean, I think that's like how ancestrally it was done. So, but
Yeah.
also they like uh had problem that leads to problems too. Like I think it started polluting the waters and stuff like that because people were burying people and I don't know. You're from Louisiana, where people get buried above ground.
Yeah, because they will pop up out of the ground if there's a good flood. The
Mm-hmm.
boxes. No.
I've never
Yeah.
been to a cemetery like that before. It must be weird.
So a mausoleum is wild. I had gone to a funeral where there was like a family crypt basically,
Mm-hmm.
and they opened it up and put the casket in there, and then give it time, and then like when it's the next person's turn, they like scoot all the stuff over to the side and like empty it. I don't know if they take the box out or how they do it, but I had this friend that was burying their grandma in one of these things, and they had to go in there to like scoot stuff to the side. And I was like, well, what's it like inside of there? What do you see? And it's like a bunch of clothes and stuff, like
Hmm.
pile, like at, at least that's what they said. That's all they really saw. It was just like nothing but clothes. Like it all had disintegrated.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, that's so wild. I don't like.
Weird.
I know. I it
So,
is morbid, but it's
so
interesting.
what is a mausoleum like? Like, is it just
It's like
like,
a little cement building, like a
yeah,
little like cement square, just like a tiny room,
well, I've
basically.
seen Charmed.
Yeah, that's what they look like. It's
Yeah.
yeah, and it, depending on how rich your family is how nice they are.
Mm. So like you just go in a wall, like your body does?
Yeah, my grandpa's buried in a wall, like a legit wall. Like it's like he bought like a 4x4 square, and like the square pops off and it's like a filing cabinet of dead bodies.
It's not like
Like it's stacked.
ashes. Like I've been in mausoleum, but I assume that it was just like ashes in
You
there,
know,
not full bodies.
you can put a full body in. He was buried his full body, like his casket is in there with his body in it. And like when my grandma dies, she's gonna go in the same thing. But I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, do they pull his box out or does it fit two boxes? You know, like isn't
Wow.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's buried in a wall. I think that's just nuts. I have a burial plot in my family.
Mm-hmm.
That it, like if I were to die, I could be buried there. But there's those rules where you have to have formaldehyde and the boxes and everything. And I really adamantly don't want that. Like I really want to find that's like one of my life goals is to find a nice place where I can just be buried in the ground without chemicals. That's what I
I
want.
mean, I'm sure you could get murdered.
That's what I'm saying. Like I watched the Gabby Petito
Mm-hmm.
murder documentary, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like her little, they kind of have like she was buried out in the forest or whatever, and I was like, see, that's what I would have wanted. You know, like
I didn't watch that. I should have watched it, but I haven't had time. Is it
it's
good?
it's good. I watched it on like a rainy day. I don't remember. But yeah, it's pretty interesting because they have a lot of footage. Like because she
Mm-hmm.
did social media stuff, they had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of just like camera footage. So it you felt like I don't know. I feel like crime documentaries are getting better and better because they have just so much more data, and like with the
Mm-hmm.
things that are getting people caught, um, it's just fascinating to me. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the like I can't remember what the first name is, but it's Murdaugh. It's like a South
Yeah.
Carolina
Mm-hmm.
lawyer
I
or
watched
something.
that one
Um,
on Netflix.
well, it's fascinating because like he ended up getting caught because his son was doing like a TikTok video or something or a Snapchat, and like
Yeah.
they heard his voice on the Snapchat because he was recording something with the dog. I'm like, see, like you can't do crime like you could do 20 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
like everybody's got a video camera, you know, like
Exactly.
you get on that Facebook Live and be like, you're gonna murder me? Oh, I don't think so. You know, everyone's gonna know.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I'd be
That's
doing,
true.
you know? Screw 911. I'll get on Facebook Live and be like, y'all, call 911. This is the perpetrator. Take a screenshot.
Yeah, right? You
You
have a
know?
good point.
Like, does 911 have FaceTime? You know? Like, can you FaceTime
Hmm.
them? You know?
That's a good idea. I don't know if they have FaceTime,
I think
but
it'd
I'm
be
pretty sure you
brilliant.
can text them.
That's good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm quoting the wrong information.
We should find this out. Disclaimer.
Yeah. I didn't
Uh,
I didn't watch the Gabby Petito thing, but I lived in Utah at that time and it was like I remember seeing it all over social media.
oh, yeah. I bet. Oh, man. Yeah. It was all over. It was I remember reading about it just because it was interesting to me. Like, I remember them, like, chasing after the dude. They're like, "We found him," and then he ends up killing himself.
Yeah.
Like, name. But at least it was kinda nice because we knew what happened. It wasn't like you
Hmm.
had to, like, question anything. Like,
Well,
"Oh,
did you listen to Cold? It's a podcast.
no."
Oh, you would probably like
Is it like
Cold.
cold cases?
No, it is one case
Oh,
that
I
has
like it
gone
when
cold.
okay.
Well, okay, so there's two seasons, so there's two cases. But the
Yeah.
first season is the story of Susan. I can't remember her last name right now. But so it's like a mom who went missing in the middle of the night and then like it it tells the story of how like kind of frames her husband, but
Mhm.
it's kind of similar storyline as to what it sounds like happened with Gabby Petito.
Mm.
But it was crazy because um like I knew people who actually like were neighbors with her relatives.
Oh, really?
And so like they were telling me like extra stuff like while I was listening to the podcast and I was like, "What?" It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You should listen to it. It's a good podcast. It was like the first podcast that I listened to that was a true crime podcast that like I was like, "Oh, I like true crime, I guess."
Yeah.
Susan something. I can't remember her last name. But
I like it. I really like it whenever they deep dive and they, like, focus on one case and kinda look at all the ins and outs of it.
mhm. Cold is
Um,
like that. You'll like it. You
yeah.
should try it.
There's one that, is really good. It's called Counterclock.
Mhm.
I like that one, and they kinda go they, like, go, like, backwards in time. I don't know, but that I like I haven't listened to, um, crime podcasts in a few years. Like, I haven't really, like, taken time to, like but I used to listen to them all the time when I was doing, like, a long commute and stuff.
Yeah, I used to listen to them all the time. And then I listened to the one about Israel Keys and I had to stop. Like it ruined my brain.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
like,
think there's some where you're like, "Okay, I've had enough of this." Like,
mhm. And that was like 5 years ago. Like
yeah,
I,
same.
I had
Yeah,
not recovered.
I feel like they got bad. One of a podcast that I haven't listened to in a while that was really good that I liked. It was called oh man, now I can't think of what it's called. It was something spooky, but it was like all about like supernatural type stuff, scary stories. Um like kind of like oh gosh, it's gonna kill me if I'm gonna have to like, look it up next time because I used to love listening to that podcast and now I can't even remember what it's called.
I used to listen to one like that was called And That's Why We Drink.
That sounds funny.
It was like one the first half was uh spooky story like a story about supernatural something or other, and then the second half was like a true crime.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was a good podcast. I liked it, but it was new like in like 2019, like pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and I stopped listening to true crime around like COVID.
Yeah.
Somewhere deep in
You're like,
COVID I
no,
stopped
life is
listening to
hard
true
enough.
crime.
Yeah. Life was hard during COVID.
Yeah.
It's funny because this time last year is whenever it first started, and I look at my Facebook memories from
Mm-hmm.
pre-COVID, and I'm like, remember the last social outing that you did before? Like I was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I remember posting that. Oh, I remember posting that. It's
I
kind of crazy
remember.
because
What was the last thing you did before COVID?
I had started a book club, or I had joined a book club, and we had done one or two meetings where we read books, and it was so much fun. And then, like, I had hosted one of the book club meetups, like right before COVID actually started. And I remember that one of my friends who came kind of was sick, but like kind of, how when I guess back then you'd still go to the party even though you had the sniffles,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, and and then it was like the next week that it was announced, but I guess we had already picked another book to read,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had already started on the next book, but we never did meet for that book club because
Hmm. Yeah.
then we never met again after that. Book club is no more. COVID ate the book club. It
That's
was fun
funny.
though. The library has these book club like packets where you can rent like 20 copies of the book and
Mm-hmm.
a little folder with recipes and questions that you can ask and like activities that are about the book, like just to kind of make the book club meeting kind of more fun. So like
Yeah,
it would always have like a appetizer or something that kind of associates, and so you would make it like a fun themed
that's
deal.
a good idea. I haven't
Yeah,
heard of
it's really
that.
cool. And then the discussion questions, it's like thoughtful questions that, rather than be like, "All right, book club." I really liked it, but some of the people that were in the book club were not in the book club to do book club. They were in the book club to socialize, and it was like, "Hey, I actually read the book and I want to talk about it." Like
And that would be me. I would be the one who just socializes.
yeah. And I was
I
like,
can be guilty of that.
I don't know. It's funny though because it was like, man, that's whenever back before then life was so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, I feel like COVID marks like an era.
Well,
Like
yeah,
you know because life
for
is totally
sure.
different. I never thought that my life would be where it is, but it's kind of cool that you get to ride the roller coaster that is living.
Yeah. I think the last thing we did before COVID was somebody was throwing a party at their house and it was my birthday and I crashed somebody's party for my birthday.
You're like, this is actually my party and I can do what I want.
Yes. It's my party. It was like my coworkers, they were throwing a party at their house and I just like went and and then that was the last thing we did.
That's funny.
Yeah. It was like the only time I've ever played beer pong with Colton.
I don't think I've ever really played beer pong. I think I've only just seen people play it.
I mean, we're grown-ups. We could throw a beer pong party if we wanted.
We totally could. My kids would want to join in. They'd be like, "I want to play." Like, no.
You can, but you have to drink something else.
Water.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, I would like to have another game night party because I've been thinking about that game, Splendor,
Hmm.
since we played. And I don't
Yeah.
want to play that again. That was really fun.
I recently had to take that out of the back of my car because we couldn't find the other copy and we were trying to
Oh
play
no.
it.
Thank
But
God you do.
I found all the splendors, so we're good. I
Oh,
can put it
good.
back in the back of my car now.
Thank goodness.
For those of you who are new to the party, I have a emergency game in my car. And one time we were hanging out at Caitlin's house, and I was like, "Oh, I can go get my emergency game," and it was Splendor, and she loved it.
Yeah, it was so fun. I would love to do a game night. You know something? Maybe we could do like a game night, like an adult game night at the
Hmm.
shop, but have like
Oh
seven
yeah.
different games going, like set up like four different card tables and like have
Hmm.
four different games. That way you can play different things or have it be, a bigger to do. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
That would be fun. There are a lot of game shops that already do that, but you could do it
Well,
too.
are there? Because I know there was one, but I feel like it closed down.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of game stuff. I have a friend that is like connected into that world, and she's like important, like on
So
some
does
board for
it
something for it.
exist? So I could go to that at somewhere else and not have to do
Hmm.
it?
Yeah.
Where does that exist at?
Well, I know of one group that plays at cafe in Siloam Springs called Cafe on Broadway, and they play on Thursdays. I'm in that Facebook group. I can invite you to it.
So it's just like a casual.
Yeah, it's like friends who like nerdy games. Sometimes they play different stuff, but um, I just know about it because my friend goes there.
Okay, add me.
I will.
I'll be like, I'm here to play the games.
I'm here to play the games. I mean, I could just have a game night at my house. Like I have game night at my house all the time. You can just
Do you?
come.
Yes. Tell me when
Yeah.
you
Um,
next.
Usually it is spurred on by my friend Megan just saying, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? Can I come over and play games?"
Oh,
So, um,
that's
it's
awesome.
usually just me, Colton, and Megan at last minute. So I can invite you next time, but know that it is usually last minute planned.
That's cool. I feel like I can't plan anything anyway.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you don't live that far from me. You could just come
Yeah,
over. It's only like 20 minutes away.
that's true. Everything's 20 minutes away from me.
Yeah. Oh, did you see well, I haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, but I did my new podcast cover.
Oh, I didn't see it.
You haven't seen it?
I mean, feel like I saw a picture that you like gave me a sneak peek
Well,
potentially.
I sent it in a group of the group that I have with everyone who's
Yeah,
regulars on the
like
show.
yeah, but I didn't see it like in action.
Yeah, I posted it. It's real and it's my new cover now.
Nice.
I'm excited about it.
Big deal.
I like it. Well, now I have to make a new. I thought about that because I was like looking in the background of the video and I saw my old cover and I was like, "Oh, I have to make a new poster for behind me because um I have a new podcast cover."
Yeah.
And I did it in portrait mode with a on with a self timer.
Nice. That's the way to do it. Who's gonna pay for pictures these
I,
days?
I would, but and I was going to, but then I had the day off and I was like, I'm gonna do this because we had a bunch of snow days in a row, and I was like, I have time to work on the podcast. I'm gonna just take my new picture, and then I got one that I liked, and I was like, nice. Look at me
Nice.
go.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Mm,
Faux show.
faux show.
I have been getting all my honeydews done around the
Yeah.
house.
What? Like what?
So we installed our new um entryway. I don't know if I already told you this,
Yeah.
but we wall
Your
up.
dump zone, or what
Yeah,
did you call it?
I like that dump zone. Basically, that's a good name. It's like a mud room, but just on the wall. So we did that, and then he did um a lattice piece in my bathroom so that all of my plants that I have that climb can have something to climb onto. So
Nice.
it's like jungly sanctuary esque. It's really nice. So and a little shelf for all my plants that are around my bathtub.
I
So
love plants.
yeah, it's really really nice. I like love my bathroom is kind of like my sanctuary. So it's nice that I got a little upgrade. And then it's like I still have a bunch of that wallpaper left
Mm-hmm.
from the entryway. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this wallpaper? Because I can't just like have wallpaper. Like, what am I gonna wallpaper? You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking in the laundry room, I would put wallpaper on like a half wall, kind of the same thing like the front entryway, like I did, where the wallpaper at top and then the pretty painted, like I don't know what you call it, like
Wainscoting.
yeah, that. Yeah, wainscoting on the bottom. So like half and half. But I got this shelf that has been in the garage. It's like a piece of, I don't know, cedar piece and a real nice piece of wood that has like a rough cut edge and it's like an inch thick. So I'm gonna have this like live shelf in the laundry room so that I can put like my detergent and things like that on a cute shelf in the laundry room.
Nice. And I'm sure
Yeah.
it's in a perfect like glass container because that's who you
Yes.
are.
Yes. And I'm like, yes, I can actually display it, not hide it behind a cabinet.
My sister, she was like, "Do you buy laundry soap from Wellness?" And I was like, "No, I don't buy laundry soap from there, but I buy deodorant from there." She's like, "Well, I've been wanting to go because I need to find someplace that I can get better laundry soap, but I want to smell good and I don't know if it's actually gonna smell good." And I was like, "You can just go there and find out."
Yeah, she could buy an ounce and do one load. She might like the sheets, the detergent sheets too. We have like every different kind of detergent. We got powder detergent, liquid detergent, pods. We have the sheets. I don't. Is there another form? I think we got them all. Powdered, liquid,
I don't know
sheets,
of any
pods.
liquid, I guess. You already said
Yeah,
liquid.
yeah. That's it. We got them all. And my preference is the powder with the scent. It's got like lemongrass. It's like a orange lemongrass, sweet orange lemongrass is the scent. I feel
Hmm.
like it's a nice smell. And Jed got off a Tide with it because he was convinced that nothing could clean his clothes besides Tide. Like,
Hmm.
because he was brand loyal and I get it because I was too for a long time. I was like, no, I can only use this. This is what I use.
Hmm.
But that stuff works just as well and he doesn't complain. So, and it's the cheap, like the powder is the cheapest option. And you know
Hmm.
me, I'm budget conscious.
I do
So,
know that.
yeah. So yeah, if she wants something that smells good, the powder is a good option. But the liquids all have smells too. And I like the liquid detergent. I like it a lot. I use it sometimes when I'm washing like my pretty clothes, like my hand washables and things like that.
Hmm.
Um Jed says it smells like a hippie and he doesn't want his clothes to smell like that.
I can like hear Jed's voice.
Yeah, it's like I can't be going to work smelling like patchouli. You know? I'm like, I like it. But but yeah, so the liquid is like 25 cents a load,
Hmm.
which I would say like Tide is probably like 20 cents a load or something like that,
Yeah.
maybe. You know. But yeah, those are the things that I think about. I'm like, how does this, what's the cheapest option? When you try to compare. But then you
And
also
you
get
have
to
it
save
down
the
to the
earth.
load. I do
Yeah.
not.
Well, yeah, because you think about it like if you get like a jug, it's usually 100 loads. So a
Oh,
jug is what, like, how much is a jug of laundry detergent? Like 20 something dollars.
yeah.
So it's 20 something cents a load,
Hmm.
unless
I
you're a
never
heavy
think about
cleaner.
that. I just because I know I don't really measure my soap. I just like squirt it into the machine.
Yeah. If you were putting quarters in, then you would think about it.
Yeah, I guess so. But I also am not the laundry person. I'm the dishes person.
Oh, really? Do you get your laundry serviced? Does
I
Colton do
mean,
it?
by my mm, um lovely helpful husband. Yes, he does that service.
Does he even like wash your bras correctly and everything?
Yeah. Yeah, he
That's
does
legit.
everything. At there sometimes I have to be the one to check the label when I get a new shirt or something and I'm like, "Okay, this one doesn't go in the dryer." But he always like remembers most of the time.
That's legit.
And
That's
he's a
really,
magic whiz at getting stains out of things.
it's because he's conscious. The
Yeah.
secret trick is just watching it before you put it in the dryer. If you don't
Hmm.
dry it in, then you can do something. You
Well,
know.
also, I don't know what he does to it. He's got it figured out. I don't know. He's a magical wizard.
Well, ask his secrets because I struggle in that department.
Yeah. You'll have You'll have to come to game night and ask him
Yeah,
because I
be
don't
like,
know.
let's talk shop, Colton.
I just do the dishes, man.
Do you do the dishes every night?
Yeah. Well, not every night, but I have this massive sink, so and
So
there's
it's
just
easy.
two of us, so it's not like we make that
Yeah.
many dishes.
So
So it,
Toby's been working, and
mm-hmm,
we have one person less dishes every now and then.
mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy how much easier it is. Just one less person.
Right?
You
Yeah,
know, like I could imagine.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Being the youngest, all my sisters leaving, having to get one less dish.
Yeah. Oh, they're all like another one bites the dust.
It was nice. But now there's just two people, so and we have a big old sink. And so like I rinse the stuff off, but and make sure that it won't smell bad. But
Yeah,
I don't have to do the dishes very often.
that's legit.
It's nice. Probably like twice a week.
And do you hand wash them
Yeah, I hand wash them and then I put them in the dishwasher
to
because I'm one of
sterilize?
those
You're a
people.
sterilizer.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I get self-conscious about this kind of thing. So maybe it's gross. I don't know, but that's what we do usually.
don't think it's gross at all. I think that's cool, but I don't. I just wash them in the dishwasher. I don't hand wash them
Yeah.
because I don't
Um,
have time for
well,
that.
I just don't feel like the dishwasher does a good job.
Well, we did just get a new dishwasher like within the
Mm,
past year, and it does a better job. The old
well,
dishwasher did kind of suck.
yeah. I've
Like,
never had a new dishwasher before, so
it's a good. It was a. I do like my dishwasher. It's a
I
good.
I have a new oven and a new stove, but I don't have a new dishwasher.
Well, dishwasher's next. You know where you should look is the open box store. That's where we got ours.
Hmm.
The open box store. I guess people like return it for whatever reason, but it's still good.
Hmm.
So you can get like the high dollar names for like the normal prices.
We had to get a new stove because Colin was doing something on the top shelf of our cabinets and he stepped on our glass
Oh no!
stove and broke it.
Did he get
So,
cut?
no, thankfully he did not. But we did
Ugh.
have to buy a new stove. Um and I think we just went to Lowe's or something.
See,
But he
we got.
really wanted an induction one, so we got an induction one.
Oh, but don't you have to have special pans for the induction?
Yeah, you do. And we have those we already had them.
So
He
you're like,
always wanted one for so long that he already had all the pans.
so what does it make it special? It just heats up fast or something?
I'm not really sure how it works. I don't know what the science behind it is, but I know it uses magnets somehow.
Yeah.
And like it's not as hot, like it's not radiant heat
Mm,
that it uses. It uses like magnetic, like the pans have to be magnetic. That's what the special pan is.
that's so wild.
Yeah, it's super wild. And we
Does it
have
like
some pans that work
magnetize
better
to
on
it?
it than others.
Does it magnetize like a magnet on a fridge? You gotta like pull the
Uh,
pan off.
well, I have to like, no, it doesn't like magnetize like that. No. Um, I don't know how it works. I just know that it works because it like only heats the pan up. Like, and then the stove gets hot because the pan is hot, but not because the surface is hot and that's how it's being heated.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So does it have the bridge on it? Like the mm, I can't think of what it was called. It's called a bridge where it like combines two burners into like a fajita sized burner.
No, no, I don't have that part. I
That's
just have
legit.
four burners.
You just got the four burners.
But I can use any pan on it really, as long as it's magnetic.
So like would stainless steel count?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I could use like a cookie sheet on it
Oh.
if it was stainless steel.
Oh. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. So I don't
What?
really need that other thing.
Yeah. Interesting. I
But I
saw
also don't really
somebody.
use that as a function very often anyway.
Yeah. I saw somebody, they had a steam microwave.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting one of those.
It was pretty legit. Like, as far as heating food up, making it taste good.
Hmm. That's good to know. I haven't tried it, but I have been thinking about because you can kind of like do it by using just a pan and a lid and then put your bowl in the water and boil it. Like, does that make sense?
Oh. Like,
Yeah, like if you had like an electric skillet
mm-hmm.
with the like high walls
Mm-hmm.
and you just put water in there and then you put your dish in there with the food in it and put a
Uh-huh.
lid on top, it's supposed to be able to do the same thing.
Oh, that's cool. But I think it'd be fancier to have it be a part of the machine.
Yeah, it would be.
You
It'd be like a sauna for your food.
know what would be cool? I had another friend. She had a trash compactor.
I have never had a trash compactor, but I did grow up in the 90s when it was cool.
Yeah.
And all I remember is that every single house I went to that had one, it was broken. So I never actually got to see it work.
I always have, I see people that have the vacuums in their houses, like built into
Oh
the
yeah.
walls. And you're
Hmm.
like,
Those are cool.
how does that work? Like, it just sucks through the whole house as like a
Yeah, it's
gerbil
got like
tube.
tubes all through the wall and you put the tubes. My friend had one and I helped her clean her house one time. Um, and you just like hook the attachment to it's like a plug in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you have like a vacuum that you have to go clean out every once in a while in the laundry room or whatever.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then they have like a spot where you can like sweep and it sucks up your sweeper dirt.
Yeah. Hmm.
I would like that.
That would be nice.
Not have to bend down,
Hmm.
do the.
Bending
Ugh.
is for peasants.
I have robotic toys like the Roomba and the
Oh
Roomba
yeah.
mop thing, but I
Hmm.
just don't use them.
I used to have a Roomba, but I never used it because Colton did not it like the sound overstimulated Colton. So
That's why I don't use mine because it's too loud.
yeah.
It's like I you have to set it up for when you're leaving. And then
Yeah.
it's like you have to like prepare for it, which means you have to like pick up all the little small things and the
Hmm.
and I my house is just always covered in little small things and it's just like not as great as I thought it would be.
Yeah. I so we didn't use it for so long that the battery just died or something died on it and it doesn't work anymore. But
Yeah,
we
you
had it
can
for like five
replace the
years and I
battery.
used it probably 100 times.
And then it makes you wonder like should I just sell it?
Yeah, right.
You can replace the batteries. I've had mine forever and I've replaced the battery probably 4 times.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
We bought it when we bought our house, so I guess it was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
Mm-hmm. Faux show.
I have the mopper too, but you have to like use big C batteries for it,
Oh,
and that's a lot of batteries.
yeah, it's a lot of batteries. And you would have to like refill it somehow too.
Yes, that's why I stopped using mine because it has like a small crack in it somewhere, so it kind of just leaks out.
Peas all over your floor.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I could also replace that, but I just
Speaking of peeing all over your floor, how's training your dog going?
going really well. we finished the 7 classes that we like committed to doing, and we could do more, but it was like really cold whenever we finished, and we were like, well, we'll wait until it's springtime to do more if we decide we want her to be like super trained. But I feel like she's doing really well. I don't know that she'll ever get her good canine citizen award unless we were like working really, really hard with her. But I feel like we've got her to a point where she's easier to manage, like just being a regular old dog, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
But she does really well. Like she's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that she's
What is a
kind of
canine citizen award?
the canine good citizen award. So you have to be it you have to be tested, and there's people, and it's not like the dog trainer can't test her. Someone from the canine good citizen award giving people must test her. And
Okay.
there's like certain things that you have to do, like you have to like sit and stay for 2 minutes, and you have to um let some like a stranger come and greet you without like, while sitting, and not like getting excited over it. You have to um walk past another dog without like looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
um like the basic like sit stay, like it's whatever it is, it's like you just have to be like a relatively good citizen, like the dog that you would trust to like be fine around kids, and
Mm-hmm.
not jump
Yeah.
up. And I don't think that she'll ever get there. Like, I, I just feel like that would take a lot of work to earn
Mm-hmm.
that. I think she's capable of it. But yeah, I don't, and I just don't necessarily think it's necessary. Because like at first, my dream for her was to be able to take her to the shop with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I would still like to do it, but the training part is hard because I don't want to be there and working with her. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's almost like I would need to go on my off days and bring her up with me, which is an
Yeah.
idea. It's not a bad idea, to where like I'm not actually working, but we're just hanging out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she gets excited. She loves other dogs. She loves other people. Like she's not easy to be like, okay, no, don't love them.
We
Like.
need to find a dog park between us because my dog loves other dogs and loves to
Oh,
play.
really? Oh, that'd be fun. So there's one right by my house, but it's just like a fenced in area. Honestly, it's not really anything special.
That's
Um,
okay. We should just like let them loose in there and
yeah,
I mean obviously watch them and
right.
make sure that they don't hurt anybody or each other.
And yeah, she likes to run like the neighbor. So here's the hard part, because we don't have a fence,
Mm-hmm.
and the neighbor also doesn't have a fence, but he's got like an electronic fence for his dog. So his dog stays in his yard, but my dog can get into his yard because I don't have an
No.
electronic fence.
You
But
gotta you gotta get one of those electronic fences so that you're not a bad neighbor.
I know I'm a bad neighbor because they love to run together. Like they both dogs love each other, and they love like running in circles and chasing each other, and just like, but the neighbor does not like it. He does not want his dog running, but he's not said it. He's not come out and said like I don't want that to happen, but he's kind of said it without saying it. Is how I'm like
Uh-oh.
I can tell he doesn't want this happening. Like like, but at the same time, like if we were gonna put up a fence, he also doesn't really want us to put up a wooden fence because it would like block his view and make his yard look smaller, like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, well, we gotta have to put up a fence eventually. I need to figure out how much it's gonna cost to.
A ridiculous amount of
I
money.
know
Fences
that's what
are
I'm.
so expensive.
Yeah, so we just have not bit the bullet, but maybe we should do like an electronic one. We really need to like figure out what we're looking at as far as like installing something, because I would like for her to go and be able to run around the yard and not have to worry about her staying in where she needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a good dog owner. I wish I had a fence for her.
Yeah, that is always number one on our house shopping list is already having a fence.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, if I had to guess, it'll be like $10,000.
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah. Oh God,
It depends.
that's
You have a big yard, so it's going to be more than that.
yeah. Well, I want to. So whenever we moved in, we got a quote. But now, granted, this was 6 years ago. Um, it was $5,000,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time we were like, we don't really have $5,000. But now it's probably triple, quadruple.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, damn it, we really should have done it back then.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh well. So yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like we could probably do it ourselves, but also taking the time to do it.
Maybe just like pay somebody to do the posts and then you do the other parts. Because that's
That's
the
not a
worst
bad,
part is digging the hole and making sure it's all straight and everything.
that's not a bad idea at all. I wonder if they do that. Like you do this part and I'll finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just find some like family.
Handyman.
Yeah, good idea.
I'm full of good ideas.
Do you have any home improvement activities happening around you?
Colton's still working on the closet. We've been really busy, so we haven't been able to do anything lately.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to springtime. I'm like
Yeah, it'll
just
be nice. I'm looking forward to being warm enough that I can put my plants outside.
oh yeah.
I have so many plants.
What all do you have?
Well, I used to have a lot in my office, but then I moved offices, so I don't have a window like I used to have.
Oh yeah, so
So I had to move them all home, and I can't even tell you how many plants I have. I haven't counted because there's that many. I would probably
wow.
say there's close to 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're all like just hanging out.
Yeah. That I have to bring them inside, and it's a lot. I have like a whole planter in my living room.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, because I built the planter for my office and then I had to move it. So it has wheels on it, so it's nice because I like to let them outside whenever I want.
Oh,
But
they're like
yeah,
pet.
they are. I have names for all of the ones that I have in my office now. I have 3 plants in my office now, and their names are Judith and Marge and Saul.
What kind are they?
That's a pothos. And then Marge, I don't know what kind of plant she is, but she looks like a top of a pineapple. And then Saul is a prayer plant.
What is a prayer plant?
It's like got big leaves and it kind of droops.
Oh, that doesn't describe it.
They call it a prayer plant because the leaves like come face to face and then they open up like
Hmm.
praying hands.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah,
They're
I
easy.
think. I don't
They
know.
don't.
That's what somebody told me.
They
I
don't
don't know
need
if
a
they're
lot of light.
easy, but I water them and they stay alive.
So that sounds good. That'll do.
Yeah, and I've had them for almost a year. Colton got me a bouquet of plants for our anniversary last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. And then whenever I started like having those plants in my office, then my coworker, he has a bunch of plants at his house and he just like brought me a jam jar full of cuttings and then I propagated all of them.
Wow.
And so it became a whole thing.
Do you have a propagation station?
Yeah, I have 2. I
And you
had
just
one
do
for
it in
my
water?
Yeah, I had one for my office and one for my house, but now they're both at my house.
Be a plant lady.
Yeah, I am a plant lady. It's kind of crazy. I
Well,
don't know. I just water them. That's pretty much all I do. And then
yeah,
sometimes I feed them.
I know. When do you know when to feed them?
I
Like,
ask them.
and you're like, would you like to be fed?
Yeah, one time it made me feel like a witch because my plant came to me in my dream and told me that it needed water.
Oh my god. That's so cool.
Right?
I bet it was thirsty as fuck.
Mm-hmm. It was in my guest room and I forgot it was in there.
Oh, and it's like, hey, I don't want to bother you, but if you could,
Mm-hmm. And that's my oldest plant. I Kenzie gave me that plant when I maybe like 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's my biggest plant too.
My
It's
oldest plant, I have a pothos
mm-hmm.
that I got when I moved into my old house. So it's older than Gus. So it's
Mm-hmm.
8 years old.
Wow.
It's pretty old.
That is pretty old.
And it's had lots of babies because it has like all the other pothos in my house came from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, I wouldn't say it's my prettiest one because it's like I've cut it all to hell, cut it up.
Yeah.
You know, it probably needs to be repotted, honestly. Give it some more
Yeah.
soil. It would probably be like, oh, thank God.
I don't know. I just figure out like I just listen to my plants and when they tell me they want something, I give it to them.
Yeah. I keep all mine, or at least most of them, by my bathtub. And I always say if the plants need water, then I need to take a bath.
Oh,
So that
okay.
way we get to like do it together.
That's nice.
You know, because I should be taking a bath at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should water them too. I do sometimes water them with my bath water, but not if I put stuff in my bath. Then I won't
Yeah.
poison them.
Fair.
My friend told me she did that. She watered her plants with her bath water, and it infuses your DNA into your plants. And I was like, "That's cool. These these
Wow.
these plants are getting infused with my DNA."
Okay then.
I was like, "That's kind of gross, but kind of cool."
I like it. Maybe they'll come to you in your dreams then.
Right? I just did a bath tea bath,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like a. I joined this group on Facebook. It's like a public group, so you don't comment in the group. You just listen to what other people are saying. But it was called Fairy Witch Cottage Core Vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and I just liked the cool pictures and stuff that Facebook showed it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined it, and they had all these different kinds of witches. They're like, "Are you a kitchen witch? Are you a weather witch? Are you a blah blah blah?" And one of them was a bath witch, and I was like, "I'm a bath witch. That's clearly what I." But like, you make like potions in your bath, with all the herbs
Mm-hmm.
and the bombs and the candles. I was like, "Yes, that's it. That's
I
where
think
I
I'm a
do my
kitchen
witchery."
witch.
Kitchen witch, yeah. You put the sage and the basil. Yeah, I'm like, that's so fun.
Because I make tea too.
Yes, you are a kitchen witch. I think
Mm-hmm.
they had one that was a tea witch.
Mm.
They had like all of them. They're like, what things do women like, and what? How can we call?
How can we call them witches?
Yes.
That's funny.
But there was. Did you see the planets line up?
Yeah, somewhat.
There was like four planets in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. My son showed me, but it was funny because he shows me, he's like, let's look at the stars, but also let's look at them through this app on my phone.
Yeah,
You know?
I've done that before.
Yeah, but it's so cool because I'm like, oh, I actually see what they're talking about because they're like, this is a constellation. I'm like, yeah, sure, uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
like, but the phone like points it all out. But it was
Yeah.
cool because I could see Mars plain as day, and it's red. It really is red.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the naked eye, you could see it. I thought it was like I felt like an astronomer.
Well, did Toby show you that?
Yeah.
Well, good thing.
He's real
That
smart.
means he well, he probably has it on his phone because he's taking girls stargazing.
Oh, look, babe, let's go look at these stars together.
Right? I'm telling you.
It's funny though, because I actually every single time I see Orion's belt, I think about a boy that did that. Look, that one's our star. I'm like, that one's the most obvious one in the freaking sky.
Listen, if it works, it works.
It does. It's a good line.
You'll have to tell if he doesn't already know that move, you'll have to tell him that move.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him and be like, "So, have you ever looked at the stars with your girlfriend?"
Is he still dating the dog
He's
trainer?
still dating her, and
Hey,
she we're supposed to be going out to eat together for his birthday. So, we're going to have a meal together.
nice.
I'm taking it slow. I'm anxious about adding another child to my family.
Well, I mean, she's just a girlfriend for right now,
Yeah, I
but
know.
maybe.
They seem to like each other a whole lot.
Aw,
I
cute.
know. It's cute.
Young love.
I know, it is kind of sweet, but it's also kind of scary. It's weird, like all of a sudden he went from like 2 years old to grown man. He's gonna be 18.
Yeah.
He tried to use that as an excuse. He was like, "Hey," he wasn't really asking, but he was saying he wanted to go camping with one of his friends, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "But I'm gonna be 18, so." And we're like, What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything." You don't just like get to do whatever you want. You magically hit this number.
I mean, he could sign up for the military and go camping only once.
That's true. That would be his choice. That is entirely possible.
That's
Man.
Did he decide he wanted to go to school locally?
Yeah, he wants to go to the U of A.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan right now.
Is he applying?
Yeah, he's in. He made it in. He's in the honors college.
Dang.
Yeah. We're waiting to see how much community scholarships he'll get, but it's going to be expensive. College
Hmm.
is expensive.
I don't have any good ideas to help with that.
No. Yeah. He's on his own though, so he'll figure it out.
He's an honor college. He's smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, he'll do fine. Plus, he can work and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it too hard. It's scary.
He'll get it figured out.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. I was like, I really need to make some friends that are his friends' parents' age, so that I can like bounce ideas or hear from other people's perspective. I don't have any peer friends that also have graduating children.
Yeah. Well,
I'm the
that's because
first
you had a
one.
baby when you were really young.
Yeah, that was dumb.
But you're already done with your
I
first
know.
one.
That's true.
So
And it's
it's
so funny
smart.
because I have friends from high school that are like announcing that they're pregnant. And I'm like,
And you're
oh
like,
my,
I'm
means
announcing
I've
my kid's
grown.
going to U of A.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, oh God, I could not imagine having another baby right now. It'd be scary.
Yeah. That's why I don't do it.
They're just quite frightening.
For sure.
Well, anywho, I guess I'm gonna wrap this up so that I can go and get my dinner on.
Yeah, same. I can hear Colton making dinner. I don't know if everyone else can, but
No, I bet it's what's he cooking?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, it will. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.
Bye.